Hey Jen,
How
after
are you?
your world uh win weekend, how are you?
Girl, I am tired, but a good tired. Plus,
Right?
you know what? It's funny because yesterday I actually woke up more rested than I have in a while. And so it was really weird. Um, but that's okay. I'm just
It
here
is
today.
definitely.
I went to the office. How are you doing? You're getting skinny mini.
Well, I'm trying. It'll be a minute
Doing
before
it.
that actually hits. But it made it to almost 80 degrees, I think, today, somewhere in that range. So yes, that is definitely a win for us because we've had the windows open. Um, and enjoying the spring. The grass is starting to turn green now, so yay.
Yay. Yeah, no, I actually wore work appropriate spring sandals today. So
Nice.
high wedge cork heels with a cute black like by one that Megan found this weekend. We've had a lot going on, haven't we?
Absolutely. That's been a busy weekend and start of the new NFL season. So, yeah, lots to talk about, lots to mull over, and definitely want to hear. I'm excited to hear about your weekend because I have purposely not asked you any questions about that
No, I actually
so
told
I
Megan
could
that is
get
quiet.
super excited about listening while you were sharing. So, uh, among other things, Jen had probably not going to say anything specifically, but she had a very prestigious honor given to her this weekend, and I
Yes.
couldn't be more proud of my girl.
Thank you.
Couldn't
So
be more proud of her.
well, and actually Megan did too. Megan had a really big one. And I've got to
Oh,
get
yes, I forgot.
I've got to send my information to Fago. Honestly, I was catching up on some work yesterday. Like it's been a whirlwind, but a fun whirlwind. Now, when you come, I'll take you to the same place I made Megan go, but I'm not gonna let you get the same thing Megan got. I'm gonna make you get barbecue. But we Megan and I were fortunate enough to cover. If y'all been following our social medias, the ACC Women's College Basketball Tournament. And as we all know, it's not a spoiler, but Duke women's basketball did win, I think, for the first time in like 9 years. And I may be wrong on that time frame, so don't hurt me if I am. But we were able to cover that, and it was just such an honor. So great. On Saturday, Megan asked a question to Coach Kara Lawson because what we noticed, and I want to have this topic. Megan noticed this other thing too, but Megan asked a great question, and that was, as we all know, Saturday was what International Women's Day. And during the Duke game, it was all women officiating crew. Now, I don't remember during the Carolina game, which was right beside before them, but Duke played Notre Dame. I forgot who Carolina played. Oh, NC State, duh. And they so State beat Carolina. Notre Dame was top 3 in the nation, and Duke took them down and won the ACC championship. That, so that was really cool. But Megan asked during the press conference on Saturday what it meant to Coach Lawson. Um, that it was an all women's officiating crew, and it was a great question. Duke put it on their page. We were able to get it from Duke's page. We've been sharing it everywhere, all over social media on X, Facebook, YouTube, and I'm gonna. Well, I need to send it to Fago. Shout out Fago. To get it on our YouTube channel because nobody wants me messing with our YouTube channel that much. But so thank you for doing that for us, Fago. We do appreciate you more than you know.
Very
And
much so.
it's just it's been great. So her question went viral. Carrie, her question went viral. How awesome is that?
My
And then
queen of hoops.
I know, go Queen of Hoop. And I had Megan was kind enough to introduce me to some of her friends that were down there too. So that was really awesome. And as I was telling you, Megan stayed with us. It was the least intrusive guest we've ever had. And Megan, your room is waiting for you for when you come this summer. Okay, just so you know. And again, if you keep your grades up, I'll have a mirror in there and a TV. So, like I don't know if my artwork finished being hung up from when we had the house painted, and so poor man didn't include mirrors in the guest room. So Megan was using one of my small mirrors that I have up for like decorative purposes as like a to do her makeup and stuff. Poor thing. But I was asked because I've covered multiple ACC events, and ACC. I just want you to know how much I thank you. Fago, thank you for getting me in with the ACC because every single experiment and experience is such an honor and a privilege. I do not take it for granted. I've met some amazing people, and just thank you for your faith in me and in our show, and knowing that I really do hold everything the ACC does in high regards. So thank you so much for that. But I was asked to help vote on the. I was asked to help vote for ACC MVP and for the ACC All Star, All American, All Team, All Around Team. So that was pretty cool. This is the first time I've actually been asked to vote, except for like people were going around just asking questions this past summer at kickoff. When yes, and I remember you guys made fun of me on the radio for saying not you, Gary, but the local
No.
sports were like somebody said Boston College was going to be the surprise football team. That was me. I own it. And I'm glad I said it because you know what? We were. So, because I have several teams in the ACC I really hold near and dear to my heart. But this was such an exciting event. I'll be getting some uploads up. It was really cool to be a part of the celebration, to have the confetti fall all in our hair. Actually, like some confetti made it home with me to watch Coach Lawson speak. The girls, how like we cheer, but what really I noticed was the teams that Duke beat historically have really played together as a team and as a family. Duke wasn't doing that at the beginning of the year. Not gonna lie, they weren't. It was a little sketch. Perfectly honest. They were playing together like a team that was unified. They were picking on each other. They were having fun and they were enjoying themselves. I just want to say when you're doing these events and you're playing basketball, sports, football, whatever your pleasure is, do it. One other thing I noticed, and I'm interested, the team whose cheerleaders happened to be better or more energetic happened to be the team that won that day. So
Interesting.
it was very
Well,
interesting.
I've watched a lot of, you watch a lot of different sports movies, and we just rewatched Varsity Blues not too long ago. And when um, Slater takes over, I think his name is Slater, I remember, takes over to coach because he is injured, and they throw out their longtime coach, telling that none of them would go on the field if he did something. Anyway, um, the statement was you have 60 minutes for a lifelong memory. This is you had so they had 30 minutes. This was at halftime. So they have 30 minutes. This is their 30 minutes of that will last you your entire life. Go and
Yes.
play with the passion and the love of the sport, and everything else be damned. And
Right.
I kind of you can see those that are playing at that level with that you can see it when those teams have locked in, and this is our destiny. This is our this is our chance. We're playing. We're going to we're going for the enjoyment, for the love, and to see what we can do through that passion. And so that's all. That's it's fun to watch that spark hit and ignite while they're on. While you see them online. So
And
I
honestly,
appreciate
you're
that.
right. And I love seeing that come together for Duke because, as Coach Lawson said in her press conference, now Coach Kara Lawson, you guys, if y'all don't know her, she's honestly a legend in women's basketball. She is won gold medals both as a player and as a coach. She is in the U.S. Olympics team. She's won WNBA championships. She won, I think she won a national title too when she was in college. Yeah, she did. And like, just such a stellar career. She was actually one of the first, if not the first, female coach in the NBA, and that was actually surprisingly with the Boston Celtics. And I say surprisingly because I like the Celtics, but they historically have a reputation for misogynism and most definitely racism, as we've heard different people come out and say. Um, and that being said, it was just such a lot. So to see her bring Duke women's basketball, and Duke is a basketball school. Let's not kid ourselves.
Correct.
At times they're good football, but you know, ACC is known for basketball, except for Clemson. They're known for football, and but they
Well, they've had some serious success there, so we'll
just
let them have
serious,
that.
and it was just so. It's just been so cool to see what Coach Lawson has done. 5 years ago, worst team in the ACC. 5 years later, best team in the ACC. And they jumped to number 7 in the rankings that have come out. And I'll go a little bit more into the basketball game and again in a second. UCLA is number 1, and then South Carolina is number 2, and that kind of surprises me that UCLA is number 1. To be honest with you, I'm sorry for coughing. UConn is number 3. That's not surprising. USC is number 4. Texas is number 5. Now that one was surprising because Texas was number 1
That's
in the
a
country.
pretty deep. Yeah, it's a pretty big drop. I noticed that this week.
Yeah, they got upset big time. And so no, Duke is number 7. TCU is 6. I apologize, my cough pills wore out. Notre Dame is 8. NC State's 10. Number 9. LSU's 10. Oklahoma 11. UNC 12. And then we go on. I'm not gonna go more. Well, wait, you like Kansas State, right, Carrie?
No,
No.
we
Okay.
do not like K State or KU in Missouri. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
No,
apologize.
there are people that do, but never. No,
It's okay. And
it's
then,
kind of like any other AFC team. Nope, not happening.
so the Dukes will be are set. The Duke Blue Devils and the Wolfpackers set to start the NCAA tournament as opening week host. And um, so Aluche Aquana, she was actually the MVP for the game. And she came in, she's sixth man, and she came in, had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and they came back from a 14-point deficit to beat NC State on Sunday. And the final score was 76 to 62. And it was, oh, I'm sorry. Earlier I said I thought it was 9 years. I lied. I'm reading my press release right now. It's been over 12 years.
Oh
So
wow.
again, congrats to Coach Lawson. And the her Sunday's game was her career high for scoring. And
Really?
hmm and then Ashlyn Jackson also scored 22 points. Isaiah James scored 18 points for NC State. She probably would have scored some more, but she had to sit out a couple of times because like random things kept happening to her. Um
Oh,
and then the so according to the ACC, Duke made its third quarter move with a 10-0 run to break a 46 all tie. starting with Jackson with the 3-pointer over James, followed by Aquana's jumper and Jordan Wood's transition layup to close the third. Then Aquana, like she had back to backs, and I forgot my notes in the car, so I apologize. But I was actually like handwriting down notes. Like it was really cool. Like I wasn't gonna try to use it on my phone. But so the all women's first team is Aluchi Aquana from Duke, the MVP. Ashlyn Jackson from Duke, Isaiah James from NC State, Sanaya Rivers from NC State, and Zoe Brooks from NC State. Now, what was also weird is Hannah Hildego, she's been highly coveted in women's college basketball. She didn't have a great game on Saturday. Really, she truly did not. But she did make a second team. So, and followed by Madison Hayes of NC State, Marta Suarez of California, Michaela Timpson of Florida State, and Olivia Miles of Notre Dame. Olivia didn't have a good game on Saturday either. So, but that's okay. We're all allowed about down days, 100%.
Absolutely.
And I have totally taken over this conversation, girl. I am sorry. But it was so exciting. And we will be having like these uploads of photos that Megan and I both took coming on our YouTube page, on our Facebook stuff. Megan's been doing a lot on her Snapchat and on her X. So if y'all aren't following Megan or I or Carrie, check us out. Megan is Queen of Hoop. I am Jenna Sherrill, the professional fan, and Carrie is Chiefs Chick 81.
87.
87. Sorry. I
Duh.
see that look. I messed up with her. She and her future ex-husband. I'm sorry. I mean, you know he ain't done with Taylor. So
I know.
I know. I mean, you waited out. You waited this long. Sorry, Rob. He got a better buzz, son.
Well, he has a little bit more money. Just
a
a little.
little bit.
Just a little bit.
But it was such an exciting weekend. I was able to introduce Megan to like one of my favorite restaurants too, which is Lexington House Barbecue. And when you come this summer, I'll take you there too. We'll be in the car for about an hour and a half. So, that's fine with me if it's fine with you. And it was just exhilarating. Like I was so happy to be there, so honored and privileged. Like,
Well, and
what
it's
we
better
do
when you,
special.
right.
Like everybody does this.
Well, that and to have someone experience it with you just
Yes.
what do I want to say, multiplies the excitement, the specialness of what we're doing. So I think that's really cool that the two of you were able to go together. And I mean, it'll happen for us, I promise.
It will. Reach out to who I asked you to reach out to because I want you to start getting into events too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because
ma'am.
it changes it. It
It
changes the dynamic
does.
of the show. And it's this feeling of gratitude. Because like at times we all kind of like, I don't want to do the show. But we're honored and blessed to have these opportunities afforded to us. And we're good. I know we're
Absolutely.
not the biggest show out there, and that's partly my fault because I've been a little stressed out. Things are coming down, so I'll be able to like reach out to people that I should have done. But and then I've got some other big things coming down the pipe, hopefully. So I'll tell you about the something off record.
Oh, nice. Now I'm intrigued. I may
Mm.
have to stay tuned to the show. I mean, oh, wait, I'm on the show.
Yeah, you're on the show. You better be watching. You better be subscribed. And if y'all are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe because we have great content. It's not just sports. We cover concerts. We cover like different red carpet events. Like, guys, it's a lot of fun. Guys and gals, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Um, okay, did we want to cover a little bit of football?
We should probably because yesterday was the opening of the new NFL year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and free agency has been exciting
Everywhere.
everywhere. And even the Cowboys, who are selectively aggressive, have done two signings in free agency. And the last time they did a signing in free agency was in 2015.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, so everybody's out there playing. The latest one is D Hop is now going to be in Baltimore. We did re-sign Hollywood Brown. Um, Justin Reed on our defense is now following um, Dirty Dan and the Honey Badger to New Orleans Saints. Justin is being able to go back home. Oh, and also CEH is down there too. So it seems like right now the Saints are pulling from our team, which is kind
We
of
did.
interesting.
Thank you for Wharton.
Yes. Okay. I will try to be happy about that. Well, yeah, but I mean, when you get people you like, you want them to stay. But also, um, I think free agency is a love-hate relation. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love watching the teams move around, and it starts making me think and wonder how um, how the teams are going to what they look like on paper, and then how it presents itself um, as the season starts. I did tell our buddy Phil that he'll need to come on and talk to us about the Raiders coaching carousel, their QB carousel, and all that they are looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
looking, he feels. I've talked to him a little bit about it. He's pretty confident in what's happening, but it's been a tumultuous 4 years. So I'm kind of interested to hear his take again on this. Um, Looks like there's been a fire sale in San Francisco.
Uh,
So I think they're signaling a rebuild because they're going to have to pay Brock. He's got to be paid now.
oh, speaking
Uh,
of San Francisco, side note, some pretty babies gonna be born in a couple of months. Some
oh,
very pretty babies. Because Olivia Copo and her husband, I don't know if you've heard of him or not. Some small running back dude named Christian McCaffrey. Vaguely familiar.
name rings a bell.
Yeah, his dad won a couple of Super Bowls with
I mean,
Broncos.
that last name, it just kind of feels like I know it, but I'll have to look into that.
His mom was running marathons with him 2 weeks before he was born. Not an
Just,
athletic family at all.
no,
No.
not at all.
They just announced they're having a baby.
Oh,
It's their first baby. So congratulations, McCaffrey family.
congratulations. And then JJ Watt, Texan and Cardinal fame. He and his wife just had their baby girl this week. I believe it was this week or just recently. If you're not following this if you're not a part of our Free Cheeks in a Pod Facebook page, been sharing a lot of stuff there lately.
Yeah, you
Definitely
have
want to check
been
that out.
too. I've been kind of bad about it, so I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just going to have to beat you with um, cooked spaghetti noodles, but it's okay.
Okay, you can do it. Can
Yeah,
you send me
I mean,
pictures so I can make sauce after?
well, these will not be sauced noodles. They'll just be straight out of the pan. Yeah.
Okay,
Well, maybe
okay,
cooled off a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Thanks. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm all heart. I'm all heart. Um, but yeah, I was kind of expecting a lot more flat, uh, what do I want to say, clearance specials out of the Saints since they're over cap space, but we haven't seen that yet.
Mrs. Benson don't care nothing about cap space, and sorry for going off Southernese, but I'm sorry. The Saints is one of the organizations that I have very little respect for, even if they weren't my division, and you know why.
Mm, yeah, I do.
And we got rid of Miles Sanders today, so I bet the Saints will pick him up. And he was a running back for us. But I mean, honestly, it wasn't a good fit for Miles. Like I feel bad for him because, as you know, because Rob's such a big Eagles fan, he had great numbers. It just wasn't a good fit. Then he was injured this year. Like he ran, I think it was a total of 637 yards for us in 2 seasons.
I'm going to give a knock to the Giants because they're doing, I thought it was only the Chargers that did really weird things, but no, the Giants have signed. Who was the one he signed for the
Uh,
same, just 1 million less than Saquon Barkley's deal
I
when
don't.
he came
Who did the
to?
Jets sign? Oh, this week I've got to Google that. Sam Darnold just broke a record with his. He- who? Um. Oh, Justin Fields. So
Oh,
we were having this conversation last night. Also,
yes, we were. We
mm-hmm.
were.
um,
I hope that he gets a chance to be properly supported and developed because this is his fourth head coach, fourth offensive, fourth quarterback coach in 4 years, third team in 4 years. So,
correct.
um,
And I will say this, and I said this in our chat. It's not even me being a homer. It's honest looking at football. When Coach Wilkes took over with Sam Darnold still in Carolina, when they were both in Carolina, when Coach Wilkes took over for Matt Rule, Coach Wilkes started changing Darnold's game. Darnold started doing a lot better. Then then Coach Wilkes went to the 49ers for their most recent Super Bowl berth, and he did take Sam Darnold with him. People forget Sam Darnold actually did help them get to the Super Bowl because Brock Purdy was out. He was out for a pretty good while too. And then
oh,
he took over the Vikings. He got the Vikings their first playoff games. And Wilkes obviously was not coaching last year. I actually thought there was a chance he would go back to the Jets.
yeah, I can see that.
But thank
Um,
God he's going somewhere else.
oh, so I would like to ask the Colts what they're trying to do with their organization, but um, maybe we don't want to know. They signed the Danny Dimes or lack of dimes, Daniel Jones to
Uh-huh.
their team. So I was looking at this. The lowest passer rating quarterback for the year was Andrew Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
The Anthony, yeah, I said Andrew Anthony
Wasn't he
Richardson.
out for part of the season too?
He was benched.
Oh, I knew he was benched for 2 games because he said he was tired and didn't want to go in during one game. Boy, you're in the NFL. You don't say you're tired. No. All the crazy stuff that
At a
Cam did,
quarterback,
I agreed with him on that.
the second to the bottom of the overall QBR for last season
Uh-huh.
was Daniel Jones. So they had the bottom two competing to be their starting quarterback.
The Giants drafting Daniel Jones in the first round draft is the same equivalent to the Chicago Bears drafting Mitch Trubisky in the first round draft. And I'm
They,
saying
they
there's a
passed
guy went in
over.
the direction there because obviously, like, when I'm at events, I don't have an allegiance, right? But in my personal life, I have an allegiance. So I didn't want to sound like a complete homer there or anything like that. But
Well, the Bears passed over Mahomes to take Trubisky.
yeah,
That should tell you a lot.
correct.
But who am I? So speaking of Mahomes and the Chiefs, big news over the weekend that was reacted upon before enough information was out there.
Uh-huh.
Um, I am super glad that I waited to have a full opinion on it when Xavier Worthy was arrested Friday night for domestic assault. Um, he had to spend the night in jail because the way their court system was, it was in Texas, that they didn't have a chance. There was no way to go before anyone and get some in post bail until Saturday. And
Right.
it, as things are shared and progress, it turns out that his fiance that he had proposed to before last season, he had caught being infidel with infidelity to him,
Mhm.
and he had asked her 2 weeks prior to move out. And instead of her being a grown person, she chose to be a teenager in her actions and scratched him, yanked some of his hair out, um, and then damaged the house, and then falsified the report. So by Monday, was it by Monday? The charges had been, or the district, or the prosecuting attorney said, "Yeah, we're not doing anything. There's not enough." And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a storyline about her being charged with a
Oh, I'm
false,
sure.
as she should be.
As she should be.
Um,
And if she actually assaulted him, then, and I don't know if she did or not, you follow the story more closely than I, but I bet you
well,
that's probably what happened.
yes, I think because I mean, they have pictures and stuff that they turned over, and after they interviewed both Worthy, his ex-fiance, and a witness, and with the evidence that had been presented, it was immediately dropped. So my very first thought was when I saw that on Sunday or Saturday morning was, well, crap, we're going to have to quit pulling any of those boys from Texas. But um, I don't know. I hope that this is kind of a wake up call for Worthy. He seems pretty genuine for all that he's had laid at his feet. He has taken, I don't know if you all remember him from last year. He had dreads, though he's now presented with he shared a picture on, I believe, Instagram
Mm-hmm.
that had a brand new hairstyle, all shaven, short, close cut, and posted new beginnings. So hopefully this was something that helps him realize um, he has to protect himself from who he lets in his inner circle as well. So
I'll tell Xavier and any other football fan, look for Cynthia Smith on football on Facebook because that woman knows how to investigate people better than anybody else. Don't get don't get serious about a chick. Hit Cynthia up. She'll do the investigation for you. She'll get you your
absolutely,
raise. But she's
absolutely.
my girl's good. That she'll still investigate my husband for me. And I'm like, honey, I made him get off Facebook. But yeah, it's been very
So
interesting this week with football, with free agency. Xavier Woods, because we were like, when Megan and I saw that, we looked at each other and we were like, how's Carrie gonna react?
well, I wasn't going to because um, you or the chicks, us chicks, have chose to not
hmm Wait it out.
engage in the weigh in when the story first hits. Yeah, we might miss the clicks and whatever, but we would rather have the facts than right and correct and have the correct um,
Because we have much
response
friends
and
decided to believe Deshaun.
we did support this show. And that just, we won't go
But
there.
I will still, and I said this to Megan, I will still attest that had he not requested that trade, it would have never come out. And
Correct.
a couple of the ladies actually sued the Texans for aiding and abetting as well.
As I should. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's the same reason we have really not weighed in on the Justin Tucker
Right.
in,
And plus,
until
some of
we.
those allegations are so old. He's at the end of his career. Like, why wasn't anything said when it first started?
See, that's where it feels like there's an undercurrent coming from the organization itself, and that's, I mean, I don't know much about the Ravens organization, but that just kind of we were tainted with what happened in the Texans. So I think it opened our eyes that it could happen at any organization, and now I wonder what the backstory is and if they are involved. But I'm not passing judgment there because we don't know.
Right. And Carrie, this is your friend Tammy. Are you there?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
My earbuds are trying to pop out of my head, so I apologize.
It's okay. Well, we have been on a little over half an hour. Um,
Oh,
sorry we started late, y'all, but we will be back next week and we'll have our good friend Adam Lamise on. He wants to talk a little women's NCAA. And I know we'll have some other topics. Candy and Megan, we miss you very much, ladies. Oh, and
me
shout
too.
out to Megan's listener who did something so kind. And if you're watching, you know what you did. Thank you from all of
The
us.
chicks love you forever.
Yes, always. Thank you. All right, guys, hit us up on 7. If there's anything you want us to talk about, let us know. And we'll see you guys in 7 days.
Have a peaceful night.